And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Leopard! First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, some strong running. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Lucky 56! Bus formation. Come on, boys, come on.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that will be incomplete as well.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
This one away by the punter, Dar. Fielded at the 33. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hurry. 11.
On 1st down, it's locked.
Let's bring it. Let's go.
He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Giving 30 yards there. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let it roll. On. Hey, easy. Let's go. Blue 90.
Now a play fake, and it's locked.
Hey.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
49.
Here's a run with Mixon, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzama, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Bills getting set to go. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
That one 28 yards on the ground.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, it created a big run. Here's Allen. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
To throw again. Allen. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale?
Here we go.
Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just one throw.
Gun! Mine's 59. Hey, pick your game up. Slam, slam, slam. Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Detroit, Detroit.
On second down, here's Allen. Dancing to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield as it turned out. He found his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you. Not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Here's Locke to mix it on the check down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. He has the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive game. On second down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to step that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the... So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Locke. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Des Bryant, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson.
In just about every special teams meeting, there's a discussion with the punter about his importance. Why? He can flip the field for your team defensively, move it deep into their own territory, or if you're backed up on offense, and he can hit a big punt and change field position and help his defense. In this case, though, field position got flipped by the return team. You can do it so many different ways on special teams.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. 45 yards. And the Bills draw a bit closer. And his kick is good. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kyle Williams busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Middle. Second. 90. 11Z. Hey, easy. Second.
On second down, here's Locke. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Right. Go. Tempo.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike.
11Z.
3rd and long, it's Locke. The catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Barney!
They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Detroit!
Hey!
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56.
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. And open right side, it's the tight end Clay. 2nd catch of this AFC title game, but he's got a 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll toss it to Coleman. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st.
The good old toss play, and this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side, but the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield, otherwise that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
SOS, 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 SOS.
Right back to him on first down. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Allen throwing on second down. Buying time to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Now Allen. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. First and 10 at the 19.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Watch the edge. Watch
Ball now. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They wanted it every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal.
56. Mike, 56, right there,
This is Coleman. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying the football game. Hauschka with the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, second and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
6-3. Check out.
Here's Luck now on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ross. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Luck now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's first and 10.
6-3-7.
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39.
Crash,
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Play action, it's locked. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Switch.
622.
Now a first carry for Jaybreezy95. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Tiny's on the Ringo.
To your right.
4 down. Check. Motion.
Reggie.
From the 50, it's locked. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it down to the 32. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. So we are, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Kill.
Monday, 53. 12.
They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
622. Go ahead.
Alert. Mike's 50.
Reggie.
Here we go.
Hey, easy.
All day, defense.
On 2nd and 10, lock. Quick hit here, it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there and a Bengal first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Luck now, 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big shot.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dub for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Over the middle and caught by the tight end, Clay. So that one will be accepted. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From midfield, here's Allen. Going to drop this off to McCollum. Complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, Allen. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bills turn that interception into a touchdown. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Reggie. 11Z.
Now a first down throw, Luck. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Go ahead. Kill.
They'll fake it. Now Luck. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. The 20. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Giovanni Bernard, 48 yards. And the Bengals are in for 6. And he puts it through. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
Throwing the out route and complete. It's Foster. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A good pickup there. 8 yards and a first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and he hit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, so that's a great starting field position as well.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Throwing on first down is Allen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, it's Allen. Escaping the press. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. It's tight end play, the intended receiver.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Go ahead.
They're trying to get the run game going. This is Mixon trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The throw on second down is Locke.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
Here's Locke. To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On second down, here's Allen. That's Foster hauling it in over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
All right, now, lucky 56.
A really good
Lucky
pickup
56.
of 28 yards.
Gun!
first down, and they're going to throw with Allen. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. So the shotgun snaps to Allen. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Evans in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jordan Evans in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Watch it now, Barney.
One final try here for Allen. Forced out to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Right, 622. Check up. Blue 90.
Nixon with a first down carry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
On.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Again, it's Nixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
3 down.
370.
49's the Mike. Watch 49.
They give to Nixon to try to pick it up. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage.
Let it roll.
The stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get an ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
Go ahead.
Banjo.
A shotgun snap for Luck. Just keeping the play alive. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. So, Charles, oh so close on one side to getting to that Super Bowl. Oftentimes, we just show the stage and the glitz and the glamour and the confetti. You sometimes forget about those guys going home. It's got to be tough.
It's got to be beyond tough, because finding a way to steel yourself, make that resolve to come back and do it again, because it took a lot of work just to get to this point. It's going to be a difficult offseason for them. Let's see how they bounce back.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.